Hey guys, I wanted to create a little video about how to make a spreadsheet that matches a budget plan or creating one yourself or whatever. So, example 4 in our text is an annual expense budget for Dave and Joan. And then we're going to like analyze their cash flow data or whatever. But I wanted to make that. And this is what the finished product looks like. So, I'm going to show you how to make this in pretty quick time. So, the first thing you want to do if you decide to use Google Sheets, is go to your drive and then wherever you're in, like I'm in our financial algebra folder, click plus, and then select Google Sheets if you would like, and it will go ahead and create one for you up here that's untitled or whatever. I already have one, so I'm gonna just head over here because I started to do a little bit of a cheat. So I want to still use those cheats, otherwise I would have started from the beginning. Now, I'm looking at a specific page in our textbook that I want to emulate and I want us to use. So I just thought it might be beneficial to show you guys how to go about it. So I'm looking at the textbook and it lines out basically exactly what the budget will look like for a year. And they have it categorized. So I'm looking at cell A1 and it has the word income. So I'm going to go ahead and type the word income. And then this is kind of a header of like types of income that this couple has. So then they also have primary employment, secondary employment, other income, and then total income. So obviously I clicked the redo button because I already typed this, but instead of typing over and over and over again, we're going to do plenty of typing in this example. I just kind of wanted to autofill it. And then I keep reading down. I realize that there's a space and then they go through fixed expenses. So I already entered in all of these values, but I just went straight down this column, hit enter, and then started typing in all of these different types of values in column A. So it started with income, total income, then it goes to fixed expenses such as rent and mortgage, car loan payment, education loan payment, personal loan payment, health insurance premium, life insurance premium, car insurance premium, homeowners insurance, cable TV, life insurance, tuition, and taxes. Then a space. Now we're going to go into variable expenses. Now, fixed expenses are just a quick little recap. Those are going to be expenses that are fixed month to month. They're the same. It does not change. Your rent does not change from month to month, or your mortgage payment does not change from month to month. How much you pay for your car loan does not change from month to month. Tuition that you owe month to month, things like that. Now we're going to get into variable expenses, which although they do change from month to month, when creating a budget, we want to think of the maximum amount that they could be for those variable expenses. So I don't want to put in all of the different ones, like to figure out what that maximum is. Yes, I might want to chart and type out from month to month, how much did I spend on groceries? How much did I dine out? And things like that. But for the purposes of this particular example, we're thinking of the maximum budget that we would spend on these variable expenses from each month. So we have groceries, dining out, fuel, cell phone, landline, electricity, water, sewer, sanitation, medical, dental, auto-related, home-related, vacation, gifts, contributions, repairs, entertainment, savings, debt reduction, and other. So this is a lot of typing, and I realized that I wanted to kind of format this to look prettier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bold like the main pieces of information. It's actually already bolded here, but I'll show you. So you just click the cell that you're interested in bolding, such as income, and you click the little bold button over here, right? So I want that and like the totals to be bold. So fixed expenses, also going to hit that with a bold. Variable expenses do the same. And I don't have anything else to bold for this particular example for my liking. Now I also want to resize so that all of the words fit inside the cells. So I'm just gonna move this guy over. So my column length or width has been expanded, and I just kind of scroll down and make sure all of my words fit in there. Perfect. Now, the next thing as I'm looking at this table is that the next columns are going to be the months of the year. So because this is an annual budget, I want to know how much things are from month to month. So let's go ahead and hit them with the January. And I'm going to hit the side arrow to move over to the next cell. If I hit the enter button, it will move down. So I'll show you in this next one. If February, if I hit enter, notice that it goes down a cell, and I don't want to do that. March, hit the arrow to the right. April, May, June, July, August, September, then we have October, November, December. Now, looking at the chart that we have in the textbook, I noticed that these columns are very, very skinny because they're just having numbers and a maximum of 1, 2, 3, 4 digit numbers. So we don't really need the spacing to be this gigantic. So if I click the B all the way up here, I can't just click one, I have to click the top. You'll see that it highlights that entire column. And if I right click, I can, do a bunch of different things, but to resize, to make it skinnier or larger, however I would like, I click resize. Or maybe let's try, I don't know, 50. That seems pretty nice. And of course, I could keep going and doing this. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to just continue and resize all of these columns. But let me show you why working with spreadsheets is so nice. So if I go up here and I highlight E and I drag all the way over to December, I've highlighted all of these. I right click and I can resize all of those columns to 50, and voila. Instead of doing each and every single one, I saved a ton of time. I'm also going to show you some other autofill options that are really, really nice. So for, I believe, what were this couple's name again? Dave and Joan. This is their annual expense budget spreadsheet. And for them, their primary employment brings in $5,600 a month. Oop, not 26, $5,600 a month. Now, that's going to be the same every month. Oops, I keep making that same mistake. 5,600, oops. 5,600, 5,600. I could go on. And although that doesn't take very long, it can be kind of tedious, especially if your spreadsheet is super large. So what you can do is take this, drag and drop it, boom, check it out. Now they also have a secondary employment. Maybe Joan runs like an Etsy business or something, I don't know, $500. Instead of typing it a few times, I could just click it and drag, boom, all the way to December. They don't have any additional income. So to figure out their total income, I would just be adding up their primary employment plus their secondary employment, which of course you guys might be like, all right, I could do that. That's $6,100. This is a mistake you don't want to make when you're figuring out totals of something. Or using this for a budget, you actually want to use formulas. So although it is $6,100, $5,600 plus $500 is $6,100, you don't want to type in a single number, because if these variables were to ever change, if the primary employment changed to say just $5,000 or $5,000 a month, and their secondary employment is 500, you're still stuck with 61, and I don't want that. So change this. Instead, we're going to want to use a formula. And the way we start a formula, whenever we're in a cell, see how it's blue and highlighted? You want to hit the equal sign. And the equal sign is where we start our formula equations. Notice that this one has an auto where it has like a sum or an average. I do want to do a sum, so I could click this, and it automatically guesses that I want to add up this number, and this number. I do want all three, because in case I do ever get other income, I want that to be added in there as well. So I could do that, and notice that it brings up 6,100. And if I highlight the cell again and I look over here on the left, that tells me my formula. Okay, if you weren't sure how to do that, you could also go over here to the formulas and click sum, and then drag and drop. This is saying it's going from C2 to C4, and hit enter and do the same thing there. Now, I want to do this for all of my months of the year, so I'm going to drag and drop this again. Now notice when I click here, let's look over here and make sure we have them for each individual column. I don't want them all to be for column B. That wouldn't make any sense. So I've got some of B2 to B4, C2 to C4, D2, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. Perfect. Pro tip: always use your formulas. Fixed expenses are things that are going to be the same from month to month. So this couple's rent and mortgage is $2,400 a month. I'm going to take this and drag and drop it. Boom. Their car loan payment is $200 a month. Drag and drop. Boom. How much they have in education loans is $150 a month. Drag and drop. Personal loan payment, $80 a month. Health insurance premium, $50. Sometimes I like to fill in a couple and then drag and drop. Sometimes I like to do them all at once. It just kind of depends on the mood I'm in. They don't have a life insurance premium, it looks, as far as the budget that we have already, but they do have a car insurance premium of $60 and homeowners insurance of $50. They also don't pay for cable TV, so they find their means elsewhere. So cable TV is going to be blank. Life insurance, though, they do have life insurance. However, it's paid quarterly. It's $150 quarterly. So every 3 months they pay $150. So January, February, March, they're going to pay $150. April, May, June, $150. July, August, September, $150. October, November, December, $150. Tuition is going to be twice a year, obviously, spring and fall semester. So it's going to be $1,500, which is super cheap. Maybe they're going to a JC or something. That's super low. In January and August, when you would be going back to school. Now, something I want you to notice. Right now, we can see that this is January and this is August. When we go down further a little bit, we're going to run out of space to see the top headers over here. So I'm going to keep tabs on knowing that the first skinny one is January and so on and so forth. And then taxes, they pay $4,000 in taxes overall for the entire year, but it looks like they're only paying it twice a year, which means probably when they went to their tax person, that they realized that they owed money. And instead of paying it all up front, oftentimes you are given an option to make monthly payments, make 2 large payments. Sometimes it's quarterly. I don't really know. But they do have options for a payment plan for taxes. So it looks like that Dave and Joan chose to go that route. And so they pay $2,000 in the month of February. And then they also pay the other $2,000 in the month of September. All right, now we're going into variable expenses. Again, variable expenses are things that can change from month to month. They're not always the same, but in a budget, you want your variable expenses to be capped at something. You don't want to go over it. Whereas your fixed expenses are around that amount every single month, your variable expenses, you can be below those values more oftentimes than not. This is just the maximum value. But we do want to keep it consistent across all of these variable expenses. Now I'm just moving down so it's easier for me to type this in. Now see that I've lost at the top of the screen. It doesn't tell me what month it is anymore, but I know B is January and M is December. So groceries, maximum we want to spend is $800 a month. I'm going to drag and drop this guy all the way to December. Dining out, maximum we want to spend a month is $150. It could be less, it could be more, but that would really be messing with your budget. You'd have to take that money off of somewhere else. Fuel for your car is $160 per month. That's the maximum you want to spend. You could end up only spending, maybe like right now in quarantine, I'm filling up not even once a month, and that's, $45. So depends. Cell phone bill, $120 a month. Usually that's pretty close to being the same, give or take, unless like you go over your minutes and stuff like we were talking about with utility expenses or electronic utility expenses. They don't have a landline, so we're just going to leave that one blank. Electricity, maximum $80 a month. That's probably higher in the month of December, but that's just my household. We like our Christmas lights. $30 a month for water. Maximum, so maybe they don't have a front yard to water. Sewer, looks like they don't have a cost for sewer and sanitation, or specific medical bills, but they do have medical dental coverage, and they pay that once a year in December for $600. So I'm going to go down to medical dental. I want to go all the way to December, and that's $600. Auto related, they pay $700, and from their like cost analysis of when they were seeing when they pay certain amounts, kind of like that budget chart we talked about last time, they realized that they pay about $700, give or take, in the month of October. So we're in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Home related costs, they pay $250 twice a year in the month of April, in the month of August. So here's January, February, March, April, $250. May, June, July, August, $250 again. For a vacation, they realize that they go on vacation in July and they spend about $1,200 max. So here's January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Gifts. It looks like they pay for gifts twice a year, once in February and once in November, $200 each. Now, I don't know these people's lives, but I'm gonna just either go on a whim and say that they sell like they buy their Christmas gifts in November and they maximum spend $200, and then Valentine's Day they maximum spend $200, or perhaps that maybe when their birthdays fall in February and November, and that's when they pay additional values for gifts or something like that. Not entirely sure. I'm just going off a whim, creating an inference here. Contributions, it looks like they pay contributions in May, $400. So here's January, February, March, April, May. For repairs, they noticed that they pay about $600 max in repairs in the month of October. That's going to be here in that same column as the auto related. And then they get into the fun stuff. So for entertainment, they like to be entertained from month to month. That's where they spend a fair amount of money, $200 a month, and that is all across all of them. So they like to do fun stuff, whether it's going out to the movies, seeing a show, going to a concert, whatever. They like to spend roughly $200 in entertainment of some shape. They also like to put away $300 a month in savings, which is pretty good. And debt reduction is $160 a month. So they want to make sure that they're starting to pay off their debt by $160 a month. There's nothing in the other table here, but so you can see, we just made a quick little table, and it's all organized and looking pretty, of a giant yearly expense report, essentially, that we can use to analyze their cash flow. So I just wanted to show that because I thought it was valuable, and you guys will be working with spreadsheets probably. So wanted to show you in real time what it looks like, how you can autofill stuff in, how you can size your columns and things like that and make it all pretty. I'm sure there's other ways that you can explore and mess around and change, the colors and make it look more like a table and things like that. But just for today's purposes, for this little lesson, I just wanted to show it in real time. Alrighty, catch you guys in the next video, because I'm sure this is just a snippet of what I'm showing you today. All right, catch you later. Bye.